Well, so as you heard from Associate Professor Ma, one of the inspiration is from the NHK Reminiscence project, Reminiscence Library, pardon me. So very happy to welcome our keynote speaker, Mr. Tomohisa Komura. He joined NHK Archives in 2018 after working as a TV production director in charge of educational program production and copyright management in the Copyright and Contracts Department. At NHK Archives, he is responsible for the production of digital archive contents, such as the NHK Reminiscence Library and the NHK Broadcast History, as well as rights management, including copyright processing. So, ladies and gentlemen, please join me. Let's welcome Mr. Tomohisa Komura.
Hey, thank you for introduction. Good afternoon, Minister and honored guests. Thank you so much for the invitation. I'm honored to be here. I would like to congratulate the launch of the new project by SUSS and NLB. I can't wait to hear some feedback or reaction. First, I would like to show you a short video as an introduction of our project.
This 89-year-old man is gazing at a scene that seems to be straight out of his childhood. A wave of nostalgia washes over him via virtual reality. Reminiscence therapy, in which people living with dementia view objects or scenes from their past and talk about them to activate their brains, is seen as a potentially effective way to prevent the spread of dementia. This library repurposes archival footage preserved by NHK for use in reminiscence therapy. The library has been promoted and distributed online, on television and DVD, and through events. A free DVD version of the library has been distributed to nearly 10,000 elder care facilities all over Japan. The library also provides a way for younger caregivers to learn more about those they take care of, facilitating better communication. For the health of older adults, the NHK Reminiscence Library.
Thank you. Okay, I'll start with the overview. This shows the projected rate of aging in some Asian countries in 2035. In about 10 years, about 33% of the population in Japan is expected to be 65 or older. I believe many of you have already known, but Japan is the highest in the world, and Singapore is catching up. So we are facing a similar issue. As a public service media, it is our duty to address biosocial problems. And we came up with the idea that the use of archive videos in reminiscence therapy could be helpful. But NHK's archive footages are originally for the news and other TV programs, so they are not designed to be used in reminiscence therapy. So we had to choose carefully those footages that can be used in the reminiscence therapy. And also, we had to re-edit them to produce the clips. As a result, our library mainly consists of footages related to daily life, such as those of schools and homes in the old days, as well as tools and toys. They bring back nostalgic scenes from their childhood. Past programs are the collection of elderly people's favorite programs, such as quiz show and drama series. Such shared memories are useful when they hold conversations. We come to understand that there are triggers to open up memories. Let me show you two examples. First, let's watch and listen to the sound. In Japan, the steam locomotive like this was widely used until 1960s. My point here is the sound. It does spark memories. It helps you go back in time and remember what you experienced. That's an advantage of using archive footages. Next, please note the change of viewpoint or the camera angle. Just imagine you are the children. You are on the train leaving from your family.
$45万人に達しました。
This was taken in 1944 when World War II was escalating.
45万人に
It
達しました。
showed children living in Tokyo evacuating to the countryside away. Did you notice that the camera angle changed? This is the viewpoint of the children in the train
45万
as
人
they
に
saw
達し
their
ました。
families on the platform. You can see people who have similar experiences will recall a wide range of memories. Now, the NHK Reminiscence Library offers such footages through a website, DVDs, TV programs, and events, basically free of charge. About 2,000 clips are on offer, and some come with English explanation. Now let's move on to our services. I will explain how these clips are used. Currently, the NHK Reminiscence Library is being used at about 10,000 facilities for the elderly around Japan. This accounts for around 10% of all elderly care facilities nationwide. But at first, there was almost no demand for the clips. We had been offering the clips only through our website. Many elderly facilities lacked the equipment to show the videos online and were unable to build them. So we decided to study how we can get the facilities to use the clips. We found out that karaoke is popular at the facilities. And they all had the equipment to screen DVDs of the karaoke videos. After we began renting DVDs, they spread as quick as lightning. To spread the use further, we made postcards to the elderly facilities every year. To facilities that not signed up, we invited them to start the Reminiscence therapy using our DVDs. To the facilities that borrowed the DVDs at least once, we sent a postcard introducing new DVDs. When the facilities receive the mail, they can reach our website through the QR code printed on the postcard. They can borrow DVDs, extend the borrowing period, return them, or make inquiries on the page. When they wish to borrow the DVDs longer, they can do so by filling in the questionnaire shown on the right once a year. The DVDs are mailed with a link explaining how to use them. The linked website introduced the theme ideas for the Reminiscence therapy and the clips related to the themes. It also gives examples of how the clip should be used. Please take a look.
How is the site being used at care homes and other institutions? We visited one such home that makes great use of reminiscence therapy.
昭和31年の名古屋の様子、はい、
A caregiver organizes groups of 4 or 5 people. It's important that the caregiver listens to the participants and also joins in.
ラジオだからこうやってセリフを読んでたんでしょうかね。
今日は福岡南風 いついずことも果てぬ渡り鳥旅の先の戯れに探し求めてという声とその自分に子供の自分に覚えたこれこんだけしか覚えない
頭にかけて履いてそれが一時流行ったらね
流行ったんですか。
君の名はのね
君の名はテレビのことだけじゃなくてその当時の
振り返ってね、自分歩いてきた時だよ。
暮らしぶりを思い出された。
昔はいろいろあったでね、苦労してきたしね。
いろいろあった。
父さんがね涙出てくるね、やっぱしおっしゃる通り。
The idea is that doing this reminiscing in groups will set off a chain reaction, sparking even more vivid memories.
As you can see, it works really well with the help of a good facilitator. The next topic is our content production. We are developing new clips and improving our services by following the PDCA cycle. The start is P for plan. To make a plan, we decided to ask some experts on how we can create clips that are effective in reminiscence theory. Because NHK is a broadcaster, we know we are not experts in this field. Then, a doctor and expert on dementia care told us that remembering the past is effective in stimulating the brain. A university professor, who is also a clinical psychologist, said, discussing their memories while watching nostalgic footages will make the elderly feel happy and fulfilled. An occupational therapist with long experience in reminiscence therapy said the elderly can regain confidence and a sense of accomplishment when they pass on their experiences to the younger generation. Such ideas form the basis of our project. Now we come to stage D or do, where the clips are produced. At first, we made a clip using the footages from big news stories or popular dramas, because we thought that's what everybody remembers. But the expert had a different view. They pointed out, we don't need big news and famous actors. We need footages of daily life and ordinary people that suit the reminiscence therapy. We realized for the first time that there's a difference in the footages needed in broadcast programs and reminiscence theory. Yet, we didn't know how kind of footages were suitable. So, we visited the places where the reminiscence therapy is being offered and listened to the conversation. People there were talking about what they ate daily, tools they used, and toys they shared with their friends. The topics were very ordinary, something anyone can talk about. We went back and searched the archive for video materials that will bring back such memories. Please take a look at the clip we produced after going through this process. It shows daily life in Japan right after the end of World War II, about 70 years ago, as the supply of water, gas, and electricity was not sufficient back then. People used tubs and buckets to wash the dishes, and traditional cook stoves to cook rice. When washing machines were not available, it was hard to work to do the laundry using a washboard. It was these daily scenes that jogged the memories of the elderly. We looked for video materials like these, edited them, and produce the clips. Then count the check stage. We verify the clips by checking the feedback we got from the users. We ask the expert to analyze the questionnaire and use their findings to develop new clips and improve our services. Lastly, we come to the act stage where we make improvements based on the check stage. To give you an example, a person wrote in the questionnaire, I wish there were clips showing all the tools. So we searched in our archive, but couldn't find video materials. The reason was simple. Elderly tools and how they are used are so ordinary, not to say so boring, that they didn't appear much in old TV news or old programs. But again, we are lucky that we are a broadcaster. At NHK, we have many props for drama production, like sunrise sword, beautiful kimonos, and everything. So we borrowed old tools such as an iron that used charcoal fire or an old sprayer, and we filmed them to create new clips. Also, many people said they want clips of old folk songs and children's songs to which they could sing along. In response, we produced clips by adding simulated videos to old audio source materials. We try to improve our services by following the PDCA cycle, and we hope to carry this on. Lastly, let me talk about our challenges in developing content using new technologies. This is the Reminiscence therapy content using VR technology. It was created to offer a more realistic experience of life in the old days than the archive videos. Now let's take a look. This is a typical kitchen in Japan around the 1960s. It is a morning summer, and you can hear the birds and the cicadas. An electric washing machine is used to do the laundry. Rice is cooked in an electric-like cooker, and gas is used to cook food. Tools using electricity and gas have just started to become popular. You can see how this kitchen looked like in the 1930s. There's no gas, and wood fire is used to cook food. By clicking the red circle, you can learn about the tools from the past and how they were used. In those days, laundry was done by hand using the washboard. Now let's step outside. This is how the street looked like in the 1930s. A man is smoking near a school. Now he will face a fine in Singapore. There seems to be a playhouse across from the school. Now let's turn to the scene into night. There's someone else who must pay a fine. I think this guy just had too much sake. But seriously, this is very true and realistic because it was common for Japanese husbands to buy their wives packed sushi to make up for coming home late drunk. I really wish to show you more, but it's about time. Finally, I'm really looking forward to working with SSS and NLB. We could share our experiences and lessons learned for our society. That's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Komura. Thank you, Mr. Komura. It's certainly great to hear a very holistic summary about the NHK Reminiscence Library and also the fact that it is able to reach out to more than 10,000 facilities across Japan. What's fascinating to me as well, we're all familiar with the video medium, right? But of course, in what he mentioned, its sounds also trigger memories, like the example of the locomotive train as well. So thank you very much for the presentation.